In order to get where you're going, never forget where you're coming from. I'll repeat that. Let that sink in. In order to get where you're going, never forget where you're coming from.
Like diamonds, I'm watching how you glow.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy AJ here, coming through your TV screen, your phone screen, your laptop screen, and beyond. You know I have to do this drum roll, right? How you doing, mate? So today, today we're taking a trip down memory lane. So earlier in the intro, I quoted a fact. In order to get where you're going, you need to remember where you're coming from. So today we're gonna do exactly that. Now, when I first came to America, let me tell you, life was whew, brutal to say the least. And I'm a perfectionist. So I am never satisfied with any type of progress I made because in my head, there's always room for improvement. There's always space to get better. So I'm never actually happy with what I do. But the other day it dawned on me, give yourself some credit. Take the time to appreciate how far you've come to get where you're going. And today, that's what we're gonna do. So, we are in my neighborhood. This building behind me is the apartment complex next to the apartment complex that I used to live in, which is closer to the spot that I used to go to get to work when I first came here, which is why we're at this apartment complex and not the other one. So, we're gonna take a trip down memory lane. We're gonna stroll through the neighborhood, and I'm gonna give you a couple of life stories. Life has come very far for me, and I think it's time I gave myself some appreciation for how far I've come. But don't take my word for it. Stroll with me, chat with me, and we're gonna end up at a very unique spot that I used to be at a lot. I'll be right back. So when I first came here, to get to work was a bit of an uphill climb. I had to take a train and two buses. At some point, it was two trains and two buses. And it used to take me at least 2 hours to get to work. Now, I drive. So when you have the luxury of having a car, you done totally forgot how it used to feel when you were standing brutally cold within an inch of your life, waiting for transportation to get where you need to be. Never forget where you're coming from. When I first came here, life was hard. And my mom always has this saying. She always had this metaphor. In order to accomplish something good for yourself, you have to bleed for it. In other words, if what you want is what you want, don't expect it to be easy. And I had a pitch for myself. I had an idea for myself of where I wanted to be and how I was going to get there. But the universe has a weird way of making you understand that you don't know what you think you know. So every time I think, okay, yeah, I got it, the universe would be like, nah, no, you don't. And I'd have to go back to square one. And I used to take the train and the bus for at least 2 years before getting a car. Life was tough, man. If you think standing in the cold just to pump your own gas or standing in the cold just to walk into Walmart or a department store, just that small travel, if you think that cold is brutal, what do you think the people that have to stand and wait on transportation for 40 minutes at a time? Life gets hard. But I was raised never to complain, so I never did. I just took the beating because that's what you needed to take in order to get where you need to be. And every time I have something to accomplish, I take the same approach. I'm a perfectionist. So even if I make a small progress, nope, that's not good enough. The goal is still left to be had. So no, keep going, keep pushing. Um, and then the voice is in my head like, hey Jay, if you don't quit, bruh, if you don't quit right the now, I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm gonna clip your legs. The voice is in my head, right? You be tempted to give up, but giving up makes it easy for the voices in your head. Giving up makes it easy for the people who would like to see you fail. Giving up makes it easy for others to surpass you when you're the better. In order to get where you're going, you never forget where you're coming from. Oh, we gonna keep moving. We almost there. See, we're on the other side of the apartment complex right now. So we're strolling. We're almost there. I'm gonna take another walk. I'll be right back.
Baby, you had me at hello, hello, hello. I'm going anywhere you go. Hello, hello. I wanna smash it on the low. Hello, hello. Like diamonds, I'm watching how you glow. Hello, hello.
Quick question. Now that you've made the progress you've made and you've gone through your process, even if you've not finished going through it, even if you have gone through it and you accomplished your goal, even if you're nowhere near getting to where you need to be, question, would you take it back? Would you do it differently or would you start over? The idea of never forgetting where you come from, it came into my head because one of the things I've learned in the little time I've been on this planet, life is very short, is that your struggles and your triumphs and your mistakes and your best decisions make you who you are. It really do. Even if it's a really bad decision, what I've learned is that you made that decision and the universe had responded to it because that's what needed to happen in order for you to grow. Make sense? Am I making any type of sense? I would never do it over. I would never change it. I would never repeat it. Despite the fact that my life has been painful to say the least. And the voices in my head will be like, no, AJ, you need to do this over. No, I'm not. Would never change a thing. Mind you, I lost my dad when I was 5. I grew up without a father. My mother was stuck being dad and mom. You have any idea how hard that is for a single mother of 3 kids to raise your children in a third world country? To all the people that have been through or experienced or has any type of similar trauma like that, you know what I'm talking about. And I feel your pain and you feel mine. Never forget where you're coming from, because when you get where you're going, remembering where you're coming from makes it so much more satisfying. But wait, we're almost there. We're like 2 minutes from where we need to be. I need to show you something. I need to show you this because it's like really iconic to me. And every time I pass this train station there, every time I come into proximity of this train station, it always humbles me like, bruh, you're coming from very far. But my struggle is only on a small dot on a huge map. There are so many people like me out there who have lives way worse and never utter a complaint. Shout out to all those people who ride the storm and get where you need to go regardless. And I love for you. And even the people that are overnight successes, people that grow into or wake up and inherit greatness, toodles to you. People like me who had to work their ass off for it, it's a special type of appreciation. But we're almost there. So stay where you are. It gets better.
Baby, you had me at hello, hello, hello. I'm going anywhere you go. Hello, hello. I wanna smash it on the low. Hello, hello.
Yeah, I used to have to take like 2, 3 of these. Life was crazy. And we got here right on time. You know why? Because the train is about to get here. It's like one stop away. I don't know exactly what time it's gonna get here, but it's like parked where it's supposed to be right before it takes off to get to the stop that I'm at. And you're seeing me stroll past the actual station, and there it is. This space is really iconic to me because, like I told you, life was hard when I first came here, and this was one of the spots that made it brutal. Right now, we're not necessarily in winter, but we're like almost there. So, behind me, in a sec or two, you're gonna see the train that I had to take every day to and from work. Hold on, I'm gonna let y'all see this. In order to get where you're going, you have to remember where you're coming from. And as simple as this may be, this right here is very symbolic to me. So now that you've seen a portion of my past, now that the sun is setting too, now that you've seen a portion of my past, you understand just how hard life can be for some people. That's why I never judge, because you don't know exactly what anyone is going through. And this is one of the situations where you be like, yeah, I understand it now. People's lives can be very difficult and they never mention a word of it. So when you see another person's success, don't hate it, don't doubt it, appreciate it, because you never know the process they had to go through to get there. With that said, now that I've taken you down memory lane and then some, this is the part where I tell you goodbye. I know. I miss you too. It's like, nah, I'm crazy. I told you I'm crazy, right? But hey, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Until next time. Peace.